So thanks you guys for tuning in tonight. It's our Body Electric weekly webinar. We're already entering the middle of August. I didn't have any sort of formal PowerPoint for you guys tonight because honestly, we're going to be looking at Google Streak and we're going to be reading through some of the email content that I've put together for us to use for our customer progressions. So I'm going to kick this off just by saying we do have a few different announcements to share. One of them being obviously the promo codes are still available to you to use for this month. If you haven't used your promo codes yet, I would definitely be encouraging you to use that in your email marketing, use that on your social media. Try to use those promo codes if you can. Really, I know I've been sharing a lot about just little things about my workouts with Morning Meltdown and my nutrition, and have gotten a few inquiries just about what I'm doing through sharing that kind of stuff on my stories. So make sure if you're doing Morning Meltdown, which I think is about 90% of the team, make sure you're sharing that journey on your social, in your stories and your posts as well. So the other thing that I wanted to share is that we are going to do sort of a spontaneous, don't worry, you didn't miss the memo or anything, spontaneous flash sale next week as a team. So we've done these sorts of flash sales in the past. It's been a few months since we've done one, but we did one last year in the month of August and it was widely successful. We called it our back to school flash sale. So we will be doing that next week. I will put details for you guys into the team page here in the next couple of days, but it will probably just be a 24-hour flash sale. We will feature the BOD challenge pack and the Morning Meltdown challenge pack, but otherwise what's most likely going to be featured are just individual products. So I'll be talking about BOD quarterly in the flash sale. We'll be talking maybe a little bit about 3-day refresh, Energized, just those sort of one-off things, especially since now we don't necessarily always have to push for Success Club, right? Like it's a little bit of both. So I will still be promoting those 2 challenge packs so that we can utilize people who are shooting to use those promo codes. They can potentially make that happen, make that goal happen with the flash sale. But wanted to let you guys know that it will be a back to school flash sale. You can create your own little graphic for that, start promoting that on your social and in your stories. And I will have details for you in the next couple days in the team page. So that leads me to diving into this. I easily could have just shared with you guys the Word document that I've created for you guys to literally copy and paste into your Google Streak, but I thought I'd actually like to talk it through. And it's sort of, I think by reading you the content that I've created, I think maybe we might be able to kind of better understand our goals with this whole customer progression piece. So I'll start off just by telling you that if you are new to this, if you have not tuned in to our previous calls about Google Streak, or what I'm even talking about when I say customer progression, that would be your first step. So it's not that tonight won't be valuable, but just know that if it doesn't make 100% sense, it might make the most sense for you tomorrow to go back to those calls and tune into those things, because that's where we're coming from with this. So as a short little recap, because we are focused on helping customers wherever they are, meeting them wherever they are, right, with whatever it is, whether it's a BOD quarterly membership or 3-day refresh or Energize, whatever the case is, because we're now focused on just starting people with something, which doesn't always mean a challenge pack, we want to make sure that we're being the best possible coach for them and that we are progressing them along to become fans of the products. So not just, we don't want somebody to come in with a BOD quarterly membership and then after 3 months they disappear, right? They don't renew. We don't want them to just decide not to renew, to not buy any other products, not get results. So what I like about this is it's forcing us to have contact with our customers on a more personal level. But I really think you're going to find when you see what we've got here, it's really not any more effort than you're currently putting out. So this is all going to be information that you can copy and paste into what's called snippets into your Google Streak. And basically all you'll have to do is when you sit down for your power hour, my vision for this is that you sit down for your power hour and you can almost do everything through your Google Streak, okay, through your streak. So that doesn't count, of course, your social media post, but your social media content. But as far as contacting people, my goal is for you to be able to sit down, open up your Google Streak and kind of have an agenda of what to do, who you're talking to, what you're sending next, that sort of thing, okay? So for those of you guys who are veteran enough to have tried Teamsy, that it's sort of like a content, what do they call it? Content management system, where it would literally just pull for you like the people that you needed to talk to each day. And that was great. And some of you guys might even still use it. My goal though with this Google Streak thing is you've got the content to send them. All you have to know is where they are in the process, and then send them the next snippet. Okay. So I'm going to share with you, I did get so the only thing I will tell you is that I did get my Google Streak set up thanks to Katie's call last week. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, Chris helped me set it up. Let me see if I can find where I had it here. So it's set up just the same way that Katie showed last week. But the only difference that you're going to find is when I was putting together the content for the emails, I tweaked the order a little bit. Okay, so when you go to populate this stuff into your streak, it'll make sense. You should be able to just copy and paste it, so it'll make sense. But just letting you know that I did tweak a little bit of the order of things for some of the progressions. So the other thing that I want to mention is, obviously, because we're now utilizing Streak, everything as far as contacting our people is now through email. And I like that for so many reasons. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of email marketing. It's been a huge piece of my business so far. But I think it really just allows us to land in someone's inbox, which almost guarantees they're going to see it because people check their email. And it allows us to track where they're at. Like, we can actually see with Streak how many times they've opened the email, if they've opened the email. It gives us a little bit more, I don't want to say control, but we get more visibility and more likelihood of response than we do with social media direct messenger. So just remember that everything that I'm sharing with you will be happening through email. And so obviously the first goal with a prospect or customer is to make sure you're keeping track of both their name and their email address, okay? Because they're going to go immediately into your streak. So as a brief recap from last week, if you talk to somebody and you send them a happy birthday message, right? That's a great way to get started on this, like send happy birthday messages. Those people would then go into your prospect progression, okay? So you'll find that we have 4 progressions: the prospect progression, which are people who are not yet your customer; the fitness and the nutrition progressions, which are based on what they come in with when they do become a customer. Did they come in with a fitness program or did they come in with a nutrition program? And then the coach progression for people who decide to become a coach, okay? So obviously having their email address is key. So I want you guys to get in the habit now. You know, you're going to have your streak set up. You're going to have everything ready to go, but it's going to be up to you, and it's a new habit for you to create, to start asking people for their email address. You know, when it comes time to send a link, ask for their email address. When you've had that conversation on social and it's time to send them more value or whatever, more information, that's when you ask for their email address. Okay, so I'm going to just show you, okay, so full disclaimer, I have set up my streak, but I have not yet populated this content into it, okay? And I'm glad I didn't, because I sat down to do that last night and Chris was helping me do it much more efficiently. And so what I've learned is that I can actually put some, what's it called? Like coding into this Word document that you guys will get. And then when you copy and paste it into your snippets, it will automatically do some of the work for you. Let me give you an example. So with an email, like this first email that I'm going to show you, that's a person who just joined BOD. Okay, this is the first email they're going to get from you. So what I did in every email is I said, hi X, or hi Jane, right? And I told Chris, I'm like, I want my coaches to be able to pop their name in there. And he's like, oh, Google Streak will do that for you. You just have to put some coding in there. And then Google Streak knows when you go to pull up an email that it'll say, hi Erica, hi Laura, based on their email address. So he is working on making sure that when we deliver this Word doc to you, probably tomorrow, that piece is included so that you don't have to figure out how to do that stuff. It'll just be copy paste, okay? So I'm gonna screen share. Sorry in advance for all the crap on my computer, but I've got so many different screens up here. Okay. So can you guys see this Word document well enough? Okay. So this is this is the content itself, which like I said, is not yet in my streak. But when you guys get a copy of this, it will be coded so that you copy and paste it into your streak and it'll be good to go. So what I did was I started with the fitness progression, and I want to read through all of these with you so that you understand what we're doing. Okay, hopefully by the end of it, you're going to understand where I'm at. So you get this person's email address. This is after they've already become a customer and they've come in with BOD quarterly membership, okay? So the first email that you're going to send them, you might remember from Katie's screenshot last week, the first little color-coded, what do you want to call it, thing on her streak said, find soulmate workout. So this is the first email they get as soon as they enroll. Hi, Jane, I'm so excited for you and your new membership to my virtual gym. I know you're going to love the workouts and support that this involves. I'd love to get you started on a fitness program that's best for you. As you may have noticed, we have literally hundreds of options out there on Beachbody On Demand, and it can feel a bit overwhelming to pick one. Have no fear, I'm here to help. Can you tell me a bit more about where you currently are with your fitness along with your goals? Let's start with these questions. What would you consider your current fitness level? What are your current health and fitness goals? Do you have any physical limitations? And what do you typically love to do when it comes to exercise? If you want to shoot me your answers, I'd be happy to look them over and get you going with a program that works for you. Don't forget to plug into the virtual gym on Facebook for all the bonus tools. Okay, so from the get-go, is anybody on this call doing something like this right now with their customers? Or are you just popping them into a group? Yeah, Sarah, I think we talked about, you kind of do this, right? So this is a great way to like add value to somebody right off the bat. And this is already saved in your email, in your snippets. All you got to do is just pull it up and send it to them, right? So you send that message. Now what's going to happen? Hopefully they're going to respond to you and they're going to answer those questions. I don't have a script for you once that happens. So once they respond to you with their answers, that's where coaching comes in. That's where you're going to get more experience really helping people figure out what the best, if they tell you I can only work out 3 or 4 days a week, maybe lift 4 is a great option, right? If they say I really need something low impact because I have bad knees, maybe PIO or 3-week yoga retreat is a good option. So you'll get more experience with that as you go, but I can't script for you how to respond to these people. But the fact that you get a response from them is great. That's what you want. You want this conversation to keep going. And of course, always your coach can always help you with figuring that out if you don't know. So, okay, next step, of course, would be offering them some just beginner fitness tips and checking in with them, okay? So this is where we can just add value without asking anything in return. So, hi, Jane, I hope you're loving whatever the program is. I love seeing your check-ins in the virtual gym. I wanted to send along some extra tips to ensure you're getting the best results possible. Feel free to take a look at them when you get a chance. So then I've just included 3 links. An article on our blog about hydration and how much water they should be drinking, an article about healthy snacks, and an article about, it's called The Top Secrets of Very Fit People. Okay, so I'm just literally saying like, hey, I know you just started working out, you know how people are when they start working out, like they're kind of into it in the beginning, right? So let's give them some more tools. Let's feed their mind a little bit, give them some knowledge here. So that's the next email. Now we've entered month 2. So they've been a BOD member for a month. They've been pressing play on their workouts. Now it's time to really check in on them and kind of introduce performance line. Okay, so the next email says, good morning. Wanted to check on you and see how your workouts are going. Are you starting to feel more energy? Do you like the trainer? Please let me know if I can help in any way. I thought of you when I was pressing play on my workout today because I realized we hadn't yet chatted about my beloved pre-workout drink. I know you're living a super busy life, and sometimes having the energy to press play or even get the most out of your workout is tough. I swear by my Energized and wondered if you might like to check it out. It's a phenomenal pre-workout drink, tastes delicious, and it's clinically proven to aid your results. It's not loaded with garbage. Everything's natural, no artificial sweeteners or anything crazy. Here's an article with more about it. Let me know your thoughts. So it's just like a seed plant. And really last night when I was putting this together, that's all I kept thinking in my head was really this is just a sequence of seed planting. Okay, and it's getting them to think about taking the next step from wherever they started. So then we introduce Fixate. Hey Jane, have we ever talked about Fixate? Girl, you have access to some amazing recipes on your BOD. If you haven't checked it out yet, next time you log in, click on the nutrition tab, then Fixate, and you'll be blown away by the options. My family lives by these recipes and I know you'll love them. Some of my favorites are the chicken noodle soup, blah, blah, blah. Seriously, it's all good. Would love for you to check it out. So again, it's just a value add. How many of you guys are doing this kind of thing with your customers right now? Not me. I sell them a challenge pack. I pop them into the challenge group. I tag them when they don't log in their workout. And I put them on my email newsletter list. That's the way my business has been running. And it's obviously, we're at a point where it's like, no, I'm not serving these people where they're at, right? Like they're canceling. Like I have a 30% retention rate on my Shakeology and performance consumers. So I need that to be opposite. I need that to be like a 70% rate. And so I think the reason why that's happening, I think it's very, very likely that we just need more touch points with our customers, right? I just heard on a call recently that it takes 17, somewhere between like 17 and 30 times for someone to hear something, to have a seed planted, for them to actually take action on it. And that doesn't necessarily mean they have to see 17 of your posts or whatever. It just means that between your social media and your email blasts and everything else, they have to be hearing it multiple times for them to consider it for themselves. But if all we're doing is selling them an initial challenge pack and then plugging them into a group, and we're not having these touch points and we're not adding extra value, we're just assuming that they love challenge groups and Facebook groups as much as we do, then we might be missing the boat a little bit. Okay, so I think that this is a great way, like I said before, to land in their inbox, to offer value, and to provide a touch point with them a couple times a month. Okay, so then we move into meal planning. This is where we're gonna kind of get a little ballsy and we're gonna say, hey, you're working out, let's talk a little bit about nutrition. So, hey lady, I wanted to reach out to you to say, I love your energy in the virtual gym. It's seriously contagious. You're crushing the workouts and I absolutely love seeing your check-ins. Thanks for bringing the energy. Have you tried any of the Fixate recipes? I'd love to hear. I also wanted to address something with you that I know we haven't discussed much previously, and that is the whole nutrition component of your overall game. You're crushing the workouts, but I'm wondering how things are going for you in the kitchen. Are you someone who embraces meal prep and planning? Is that something I can help with? I'm happy to send along recipes or chat about what we can do in this department. If there's one thing I know, it's that results truly come when we make a shift with our food. And I wanted to make sure that I'm making myself available to you in all three areas pertinent to success: fitness, support, and nutrition. Care to chat? So at this point, I'm assuming that we have a relationship, right, where I've added value, I am actively coaching them, and I'm ready to kind of be like, hey, I'm helping you with the fitness and the support, but if you haven't addressed your food, then it's kind of what's next, right? And this is where we're going. So this is a great example of you being the guide as the coach and really introducing the next thing. So we've met them where they wanted to be in month 1. They just wanted to start working out. But by the end of month 2, we're kind of encouraging, for them to start addressing their nutrition. And that's what leads us to month 3. So ultimate portion fix, or the 2B mindset solution, is offered. Okay. So the email says, hi, good evening, whatever. How are the workouts going? Are you loving Fixate or what? Seriously, it's such a game changer. I wanted to let you know that we do have the ability to get you into one of our nutrition programs at a discounted rate. I know you've gone all in on your fitness and you're embracing those changes to your lifestyle, but if you've ever thought about learning more about what foods to eat and when, and how to simplify eating in a way that works for you, now is seriously the time. Would you say that you're more of a I need structure person when it comes to nutrition, or more of a I need flexibility person? So I purposely finished this email with a poll, right? Like it's just almost just like your stories poll. Because why? Because people want to respond. Esther is a coach on our team, and she posted tonight a poll in her stories, and I was like itching to respond to it. And then I'm like, she probably doesn't care what my response is, right? Like people want to answer polls. They want to answer questions. They want to be the one that talks and gives you answers. So I finished this email with, what would you say you are? Do you need more structure with your nutrition, or do you need more flexibility? Why am I asking that? Because I want them to determine for me where I'm leading the conversation next, right? If they say, I really crave more flexibility, I don't do well when people tell me exactly what to eat, whatever, okay, great. And we're going to talk a little bit about 2B mindset and how that might be a great option for you. If they say, girl, I need you to tell me what to eat and when, maybe we're going to talk to them about time, nutrition, and ultimate portion fix. Are we following along so far? Okay. So month 4, remember what's happening in the customer's lifetime. In month 4, we're coming due for what? Our BOD renewal, right? Because they were a BOD quarterly member. So now is when we're introducing the concept of them of saving on their costs and inviting to the coach opportunity. Now, of course, every person is going to be different. If they bought Energize along the way, if they bought into Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset along the way, right? Like those things could all be incorporated on a custom basis into your email. You could tell them exactly how much they're going to save based on what they already are ordering. I didn't put any of that customization into this email, but I would encourage you to do that, especially if they have ordered more than just BOD before, okay? So what I have here is, hi, have you ever considered coaching? I seriously think you'd be amazing. I love your energy in our gym, and I would love for you to consider hopping on board my team and helping me lead the next crew of members. Becoming a coach comes with zero obligation, but so much potential. Whether you just want to earn a 25% discount on all of your products or pay it forward and help others start their journeys and earn an income, it's completely up to you. I'm starting a new coach training here soon, and I would love to include you. Can I save you a spot? So you guys who've been with me for a while, you probably know that I always like to err on the side of assuming interest. If I crafted this email to be just about the savings only, then I'm discounting that person's potential, right? Like that person could make a great coach. They might want to be paying it forward and earning an income. Maybe they hate their job, whatever. But if I'm like, hey, you could save money. Do you want to upgrade and save money? I'm inviting to something different. And then what? Like a month later, I'm complaining because I have all these people who don't want to work the business, and I don't know how that happened. But it turns out it happened because that was the expectation that I set. So I like to set the expectation early that I think they'd make I like to plant that seed that they'd make a great coach. And then if they come back and say, oh my gosh, I could never do what you do, or no way, then it's like one of those things where it's like, well, then I know what their objection is. So then I can handle their objection. But then of course I can always have that discount opportunity in my back pocket too. Okay, but I'm going to always assume interest in coaching because why wouldn't I? Okay, so let's say that they write back to you and they say, yeah, I'd love to talk more about coaching, whatever, they want to get started. I gave you guys a little script here in case you need it, because people always ask me what to say at this point in the process when someone's interested, and I think a lot of times people are overthinking it. This is exactly what I say when people tell me, I just noticed a typo, when people tell me that they want to go, that they're like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Like I already want to upgrade my BOD, might as well do the challenge pack, right? So let's go with the coach account, whatever. So this is what I say. Okay, I'm going to set you up with a bundle that will get you enrolled as a coach with Shakeology and an upgrade to the BOD annual membership. Just need to know what flavor of Shakeology you'd like to go with. And is this the email address that you'd like to use? That's all I'm asking. They've pretty much insinuated that they're interested, or they've told me they're interested. I'm going to assume that they want to move forward today. Again, assuming that interest. So that is the fitness gym progression. From the time he comes in with a BOD quarterly membership to our end goal of entering month 4 with a challenge pack. Does anybody have any questions about that? I can only see Julie and Sarah on my thing. Do you guys like this? Okay. To me, this makes complete sense. And I actually think I'm going to use this for a little while. I actually think that the majority of people that I bring in are going to probably be BOD people. I don't think I'm going to bring in a lot of people on just Energize or anything like that. So what I'm hoping to do is, for those of you guys who use MailChimp, of course, it's not a free service. Google Streak is free, but with MailChimp, you can upgrade to an automation. So what I think I might do is I might turn some of this into automation even, right? Like as I keep doing it and I tweak it and I start to see what's working and not working, I can possibly pop it into automation as well. So
Jenny, I have a question.
Yes.
So the first email that you have sent, that you have listed with the 4 questions on it.
Yep.
Do you find that you already ask some of those questions in your introductory, like before they sign up, just to find out where they're at? Are you changing some strategy with that, or how do you approach? Like I've used that in some of my conversations just to find out what their fit is prior to them to get them excited about signing up?
Yeah, usually when I have like initial conversations to just get that initial sale of BOD or whatever, I'm usually asking what their ultimate goal is, and I'm asking what their current fitness regimen is. So I'm just kind of getting an idea of where they are. And then once they go all in with the product, then I want to really figure out, well, what do you like to do for exercise? Right? Then I'm asking sort of a next level of questions. So that's my kind of how I handle it. But of course, to me, like, you could always tweak it. Like if you already know those answers because you had that conversation already, then you could include different questions, or you could customize the email, of course, to be more for them because you know them a little bit more, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of up to you. These are just, I wanted to just provide the team with like scripts so that you guys could, you don't have to think about it if you don't want to. You could literally just send this. You guys, I've done this coaching thing for almost 10 years and I've never provided scripts because I'm not a fan of scripts. But I believe so much in this progression and how this is going to work for the team and how it's going to work for each of you guys individually, that I was like, no, I need to be able to provide something that sounds authentic. It's not super scripty sounding. It sounds like what I would say to somebody if I was writing an email. So if this doesn't sound like you, I encourage you to change it, right? Like it's your snippet. You can copy and paste mine, and then you can change the language a little bit to be more like you, and that's totally fine too. So, okay. So for the nutrition progression, this one is a little trickier. So the fitness one to me is very streamlined and makes a whole lot of sense, especially because most people, right, coming in with BOD, there's really no other way to go, right? They have to have BOD to access anything else. So with the nutrition progression, it's a little different because somebody can come in with, you could have 3 different customers come in with nutrition things that are 3 different things. Like somebody could come in with a Shakeology sampler pack, somebody could come in with a 3-day refresh, somebody could come in with Energized and beach bars. So it's hard to customize these scripts because it's going to depend on what your people are coming in with. So I tried to keep it as simple as possible. But again, if you feel like you want to customize, you can. So hi Jane, the first email is just their welcome, right? Like they just bought something. So now this is what you're saying. Hi, I'm so excited you've hopped on board with Energize. You're going to love the way you feel. I just know it. I'm here for you if you have any questions at all about your product once it arrives. I'll do my best to share some fun and yummy recipes with you as well. Let me know when you get everything in the mail. Okay, really simple. So then we do just like we did with the BOD Gym with Nutrition Nancy. And we offer some free resources. So this is actually an almost identical email to what we sent the BOD member. How are you liking your Energize? I hope you're loving it. I know I do. I wanted to reach out and send you a link to some of my favorite Fixate recipes. Fixate is our nutrition program and recipes intended to help folks transition to healthier eating. Check these out when you get a chance. And so then I just put like 2 different links to our blog that have some Fix approved recipes listed. Okay. Nutrition tips again, another option. Hi Jane, I hope you're loving Energize. I wanted to send along some extra tips just because. Feel free to take a look at them when you get a chance. And these are the same articles that we sent to Fitness Gym. Month 2, we're going to introduce a little bit of information to them. We're going to educate them a little bit about Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology. So good morning. Hope you're loving your Energize and the tips I've sent along. I wanted to reach out and let you know about some really cool resources I have in my toolbox that may be worthwhile for you. I know we've chatted a bit about nutrition, but I wanted to also throw in there that sometimes filling a nutritional void and giving your body supplementation in real food form can truly make such a world of difference. It did with me. And then I'm encouraging you guys to pop a little brief paragraph about your story with Shakeology into the email. I can't script that for you because each person has a different story. Maybe it's helped you with your IBS. Maybe it's helped you with your energy, right? Like everybody's got something different. I run monthly support groups focused dominantly on nutrition and have been thinking of you specifically for my next one. Now, why did I say that sentence the way I said it? Because we brought this person in with something nutritional, right? So they have some sort of focus on nutrition already in their mind. I wondered if you'd ever considered trying Shakeology or even our online platform for workouts and recipes to see if it might be something you could incorporate into your lifestyle. I'd love to chat further. I'm holding 2 spots for this next group and I would love to put your name on one of them. So this, I would say, is very similar to like a traditional invitation, right? So we're kind of just throwing it out there. We're mentioning Beachbody On Demand and the recipes. We're mentioning Shakeology and our story with it. And we're kind of telling them like, hey, I thought of you and I wanted to see if you might be interested in my group. Why are we doing that? Because I would consider this person, they're already a hot lead. They're already somebody who's bought into something, right? They're already on your email list. They're already consuming Energized or whatever, like sampler pack or whatever the case is, okay? So the next step from there, of course, would just be like a BOD challenge pack. So, hey, Pretty Mama, I know we've talked about it briefly, but I wanted to reach out to see if now might be a good time to chat further about going all in on fitness, nutrition, and support with me in one of my online groups. I have one coming up full of other moms like you, and I know you'd fit right in and love every minute. Can I send you some more info? That's a straight up invitation basically to the challenge pack, okay? And then of course, when we go, if the timing is right or when the timing is right, whether it's before challenge pack purchase or after challenge pack purchase, the next emails in the sequence would be to invite them then to coaching or to our third-party tool, which is our Finding Fulfillment Facebook group. So, hi Jane, I thought of you today. I have a Facebook group that's all about what it means to be a coach. I know I've told you before, but it's worth mentioning again that I know you'd make a great coach. This particular group is full of coaches from my team who share their stories of how being part of this tribe has been fulfilling for them. Would you be interested in me adding you to check out more? I always think about if my coach had never pushed me a bit to consider the opportunity where I'd be. And I certainly am so blessed because of this thing, and I believe in it so much, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice to not invite you. I would love for you to hear more. So again, just a traditional sort of coach opportunity invitation. Okay, any questions about that? Like I said, it was a little harder to script because it's going to depend a little bit on what they come in with, right? Obviously, if they come in with a Shakeology sampler pack, you might have to change this a little bit so that you're customizing the emails a little bit more about Shakeology, right? They're just trying out Shakeology. Maybe you send them some recipes to try with their sampler pack, right? Okay. And then I did go ahead and put together a coach progression for you guys. So the welcome email is just like the welcome email that I think many of us are using. This is the welcome email that I use. I'm not going to read through it because it's kind of long. But this is our usual, like, hey, welcome to the team. Here are some documents that you can access to help you get started, whatever. From there, we send them an email about new coach training. Hi, I'm adding you to a new coach training system that will actually email you daily with some tactical information that you can start to apply immediately to get your coaching business off the ground. Look for the first email today and let me know if you don't receive it. So this is just letting them know that you have popped them into our new coach automation and that they're going to start to get those training emails each day. And then the GSR call, my recommendation to you would be, somewhere between a week to 2 weeks after they get enrolled in the automation for you to send an email to them that literally just says, hey lady, how did the new coach training go? Are you ready to set up a call this week? No more than 15 minutes. If so, let me know your days and availability. So wanted to just put that out there for you guys too, so you have that. I did not put together I have this prospect progression that Katie started on the call last week, but I did not put, this is just, in my opinion, this is sort of just a way for you to track. And when they're your prospect, it's going to be different for everybody, right? Like what you're saying to each person is completely different. So it's hard to script what to say to a prospect. But if you're looking for words to use, a lot of these different things that I've provided could be a good jumping off point. So does anybody have any questions about any of that?
Jenny,
Yeah.
are you going to be sharing how to actually put these into the
Yeah.
snippets?
Yeah, I can show you that right. I was going to do that next, but yeah.
Please.
Chris just showed me like right before the call, so hopefully I get it right. But before I do that, does anybody have any questions about the actual content?
I have one.
Yeah.
Once we create the snippets, we can customize these. Even if we use some of the information, we can customize it for each person when we go in.
Yep.
Okay. And then we can send out, if we had like 6 people join, let's say hypothetically with Beachbody On Demand, we can send the exact same thing to 6 people at the same time, and it'll automatically put their names in? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so I think what you'll find, so obviously this is a lot like everything, right? Like with MailChimp, when you guys set up MailChimp, if you guys have, you guys know that like the first newsletter you send is the one that takes the longest because you're like setting everything up and you're getting it all like the colors that you want and all that. Like that's kind of like Google Streak. Once you have these snippets in there and you have your, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, you're tracking the colors. Once you have everything set up, right? Like everything labeled and ready to track and your snippets ready to go, it's going to be easy. Okay. So here's what's really funny about this whole thing is that this has been obviously on our mind since the beginning of the summer, all of this having to do with shifting this way. And today I saw, 2 different coaches who are top coaches in the network, like top 10 coaches in the network, posted about how they are now training their team sales funnels, which is essentially what this is. They're training their team on sales funnels and how to start people with BOD quarterly memberships. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, because that sounds a lot like what we're doing. So I think we really are onto the right track, on the right track here. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about any of the email content? Okay. I can only see a few of you. So, okay. So now I'm going to try to figure out where my Google Streak is on this. I have so many tabs open on my computer because it's just been, that's not it. Okay. No. And I don't even know which one he associates. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So this is the first. So this was Chris showing me how to do it a few minutes ago. So you can kind of see, and it's hard for me to see because your guys' pictures are like right in the middle, right on the right of my screen. So it's hard to see. But you can see over on the right-hand side, this is for my fitness progression, right? And all I did was create this snippet, which I'm going to show you how to do. And I labeled it Find Your Soulmate Workout. So this is that first email that we went through tonight. All I did was copy and paste it into here. And now moving forward, when it comes time to email somebody with that email, all I have to do is actually open an email to them. And then I can type in hashtag soulmate. You can see where I put the hashtag code here, hashtag soulmate, and this email will populate.
Jenny, I'm still seeing the streak content. I don't know if anybody else is seeing that, or do I need to move to a different screen?
Well, you're probably, are you seeing my email?
No, I'm seeing the document, the streak content document with the email on it.
That's weird. Okay, hang on one second.
That's what I'm seeing too.
Because it's, okay, hang on one second.
Same.
Let me stop share and then I'll reshare a different screen, see if that works. Okay. Let's try this. Does this work? Yay? Okay.
Yes.
So over here, now I got to figure out what I just did. Okay, so the way that you'll create a snippet is you're going to click on compose, like compose a new email, right? And then I'm going to pull up, I don't know if it's going to show you, but you don't need to see me do it. I'm copying and pasting right now the first, actually I'll do the second one. The second email in the sequence, because I've already done the first one. Okay, so this is the second email in the fitness gym sequence. And I populate it right here. Okay, so this is that email, you know, that where we're giving them the tips. Okay, so then right here, do you guys see this little icon? And when I hover over it, it says snippets. So I click on snippets, and then I'm going to click on create snippet from draft. And then right here, I'm going to name my snippet. So this one is, let's call it my extra tips, because I have in here, these are some extra tips to ensure you're getting the best results. And then my shortcut code is going to be hashtag extra tips. Okay. Or you could, if you prefer, you could call it like, you could hashtag email number 2, right? If you'd rather just label them. So then it's going into my fitness, it's already over here. It's going into my fitness progression. And then I just click create. See, so now I have, here's my first one over here on the right, find your soulmate workout. Here's my second one, extra tips. Okay, and like I said, you could number them if you would prefer. Did you guys follow that? So really all you're gonna do when I supply you the Word doc is you're gonna go into your Google, assuming that you have your streak set up based on last week's call, what Katie showed you. You're gonna go into, you're gonna click, we'll do it again. You're gonna click compose, a brand new email. You're gonna open up your Word document that I'm supplying you. Whoops, that's not the right Word document, hang on. Now I've lost my, where did you go? Here it is, okay. You're gonna copy and paste the emails one by one. Just like this, I'm pasting it, right? And then what's next? I click on snippets, right here. It's the orange icon to the right. I click on snippets. I'm gonna create snippet from draft. This one is all about Energize. So I'm gonna call this one Energize, hashtag Energize, okay? I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Looks good. You guys can make any tweaks you want to it because whatever you tweak it to is what it's gonna save it as, okay? And then I'll click create. Cool? I'm gonna stop sharing so I can see you. Okay, did that make sense? So that what I'm getting at is once you do that, like once you pop all that into your streak, you guys, like this is gonna be your content management system. You have a conversation on Facebook, you get the girl's email, you pop her into your progression, right? Or somebody orders from you, you pop them into the progression. All you do is type in hashtag Energize and she gets an email about Energize already written to her. You don't have to do any of that. So yes, that's why I was saying earlier, yes, we're making more touch points with our customers, but it literally is at the click of a button. Okay? It's not gonna be you sitting on your Facebook like, what do I say to this girl? What do I say next? Like, why isn't this conversation going anywhere? That's the beauty in email. The beauty in email is that people wanna just get her done, right? Like, it's not like a back and forth AOL instant messenger type situation like we have with Facebook and Instagram. So, okay, cool. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. And like I said, when I get off this call, Chris is gonna help me figure out how to put those little codes in so that you guys, it'll automatically populate the person's name for you, which will be pretty cool. But obviously you're gonna, you know, my recommendation to you would just be to, so I should, well, okay, so you know how there was like a couple emails in there that said like insert program name, right? Or insert your story about Shakeology here. Okay, so what I'll do is before I give you the Word document, I'm going to bold and italicize, like in red, those pieces so that before you click send to somebody, you know you need to pop in 3-day refresh or whatever into their spot, okay? And then for that email that tells you to insert your Shakeology story, you guys can do that before you click create snippet, because that'll be the same story every time, okay? So just know that if there's a place where you are gonna need to add something specific to that person, I will bold and italic and red that thing so that you know, okay? So when you go to do this, it should be a simple copy paste. All right, so any other questions or anything else?
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of, well, no, it applies. I have several people lately, because we did an Energized group, who are only purchasing Energized right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they Nutrition Nancy? Are like, where do they go?
Yeah, So did they, I guess it would depend on whether they
They're, like they're doing their own workouts.
Okay.
One of them is a fitness instructor. Sarah, you might know her. She's at the Y actually. But so not interested in the workouts, not interested in any of the other things I threw at them, just want the Energized for their workout.
Okay.
So I have, which I was excited because I thought maybe that would be like that's the start to our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where to take it from there. Like which,
Yeah.
I don't know what alley.
Well, it might be a situation where like, the longer you keep doing this, the more you keep doing this, the more you keep talking about it, maybe the more interested they'll become. But I would say, like, when it comes to what we're talking about here, like, if someone comes in with Energize and they came in because they're like a struggling toddler mom and they're tired all the time and they want Energize to kind of keep themselves awake, right? Like I would probably pop them into whichever of the two progressions I feel like they would be most open to. Okay. So like if there's somebody who's already working out, maybe would be interested in BOD at some point. Mm-hmm. Right? Like maybe that would be something that I understand that they might tell you no right now, but it's still seed planting. Like if you pop that to them now, it could be 6 months from now where they're like, hey, I'm seeing all the stuff you're doing and I want to hear more about it. Like I love teaching at my gym, but I'm looking for an option at home 2 days a week or whatever. So sometimes those types of relationships just take time. But I think when it comes to like Energize or those individual products, you guys have to decide whether you think that they are more interested in nutritional help or if they're more interested in fitness first.
Okay.
Based on your relationship with the person. Go ahead, Laura. I know you're itching.
This is kind of my wheelhouse because I definitely deal with obviously the fitness community, and then runners are very adamant about just running. But they got started on Energize, but keep in mind performance line is huge. Like if they like Energize and they're fitness professionals, they will probably also like recover, recharge. There's a very good chance that it's going to open up all of those. Mm-hmm. So talking about those is a big thing. But yeah, like Jenny said, it might just be a case of talking to them about it, and even though they said no now, it doesn't mean that down the road they don't find a use for that specific for BOD, because BOD's helpful even for fitness professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I have a friend of mine who's been, she buys Energize, beach bars, and occasional Shakeology from me. And she's a fitness instructor, and she's always like, no, I do my own thing. I don't need Beachbody On Demand. And what's funny is we had a conversation, I saw her in person a couple weeks ago, and the conversation that we had was about food and like getting her kids to eat healthier. She's got a young kid, and she's like, you should do a group sometime for moms who need like lunch ideas and like kids lunches and how to feed your kids right and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, girl, you need don't get that's the thing, and it's a great point to make here to anybody listening on the recording too, is that I never sell BOD to somebody as a fitness thing. Like I actually sell BOD more often for Fixate and for the nutritional than I do for the fitness. So if it's in your head that like, oh, this fitness instructor, like they might like the workouts, the case might actually be the opposite. They kind of like what they're doing for their workouts, and they might just more so want it for the recipes. Would you guys, so show of hands, if BOD was still $99 a year and the workouts weren't there, but you had all these Fixate recipes that were constantly updating with new ones, would you still pay $99 a year for Fixate? I would, for sure. For sure, $100 for the year, tons of good recipes, right? Like, to me, it makes total sense. And for somebody who's looking to like feed their kid right, they want those kids recipes, all that kind of stuff. Like, let's talk Ultimate Portion Fix. Let's talk Fixate. So I would say maybe just kind of uncover maybe what they might want. But the other thing that I'll mention to you, Tracy, is if this becomes a recurring thing for you, Like if you find that like you're attracting fitness instructors or people who are like Laura already attracting runners, like if you start to sell a lot of Energized, then it's possible that you just need to create your own customer progression for those people. And so maybe email number 1 looks like, hey, this is, I like to put my Energized on my nightstand. And that way, when my alarm goes off in the morning, I drink it and I have to work out, right? Like, or something just funny, like light welcome email. And then the second email could be like, hey, I know you're digging Energized. I definitely want to make sure that I didn't forget to tell you that we have some other products too, including my second favorite, which is Recover. Right? Happy to, and if they're local, you could even say like, happy to put some in a little Ziploc for you if you want to try it sometime, but it's great for muscle soreness, blah, blah, blah. Here's an article about it. So maybe the customer progression for that particular person looks different than what I just showed you. Maybe it's outside that box. Maybe it's somebody who you're going to talk to them about Energize and then Recover and then whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if that becomes a common theme for you, then put together a progression for that type of customer. These are just, I think, I wanted to get the team started. So I think these were like general ways of like bucketing people. But of course, if you have trends, make progressions for your trends. Cool. Okay. Anything else? I can't tell if I bored you or if you're just on brain overload or if you're excited. I don't know. That's the hard part about virtual calls. But okay.
I'm excited about some of this. I have my last school project that I have to finish by Friday, and then I am so excited to do like 100% into Beachbody and forming the teams and everything else. So I'm taking it in right now and itching to get going.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this can sometimes seem like when you're first learning it all, it can seem really like, oh, I got to plug all this in. But honestly, it's just like it is with email newsletters. I always tell people the first time might take you a couple hours, might be, or in Sarah's case, I think Sarah, you've had a couple that they didn't save or something on your computer. You've had some bad luck. But otherwise, like sometimes it just takes a couple hours to get it set up, to start learning the platform. And then once you have it set up, it's just, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner, So I'm hoping that's the case for most of you with this. And I think the cool thing about having all of this saved in like a Word doc and all of this is that we can then duplicate it with our new coaches, right? Like here, this is how you're going to set up your streak. This is how you're going to pop this into your, the content in. This is how we manage our people, right? And if this becomes how we train our coaches, then it becomes a duplicatable system. So, okay.
This is a total side note, but I'm watching Peter do Morning Meltdown right now, and Jericho is a freaking freak of nature. Like,
I know
that she does some of this stuff. It's like,
no, you guys listen to this right now.
Peter goes Energized or Coke, one of the two.
No, listen, I'm serious. Listen to me right now. I just did day 20 yesterday. And I told Chris just did it today or workout 20, whatever. And I told Chris, I said, can you believe right now that she's even talking? I have no idea how she talks through day 20. You guys, when you do number 20, I want you to just, after you do it or before you do it, I want you to watch like the middle, like around the 15-minute mark. I have no idea. She's doing like the lightning bolts and then these like jumps and then high knees. I have no idea how she's doing it and talking because I literally was like wheezing. And I used to talk and teach insanity. Like this was like a whole new level. I have no clue how she's doing it. So
yeah, I have a bit of a girl crush on her right now.
Right?
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Me too. It's cool.
She's so cool. She's so cool.
I find myself saying all the time, it's like, oh man, her arms, oh goodness, I love her outfit. Like, cause she has like cute workout clothes, but she's like covered and like tasteful. Like she could go to the grocery store in what she's wearing, and I have people like look at her funny. And then her hair, I'm like, oh man, I want to know how to learn how to braid now.
Yeah. I told Chris, I'm like, I don't think I've ever done a program for 21 days that I didn't see the trainer's boobs. It's the first time I've done something for 21 days.
So right.
It's a true story. But
I've recently taken the time to braid my daughter's hair. I've never done it before, but I'm like, oh, I totally want her to look like Jericho. So I'm going to take time to braid her hair now.
I just, don't you guys think that, like, above all else, like, if the outfits aren't part of it, whatever, she's just super, like, there's just something about her that's just like super professional / I don't know, like
Likeable,
but also just, I don't know what the word is, like, just cool. Like, she's just always like, and I've been super impressed. I mean, I've been super impressed at the timing that she's been able to teach in these workouts. Like, the teaching that is hard. Ask anybody who's tried to teach PIO before, myself included. PIO is hard. PIO is hard because it's all to the beat, and she does it like effortlessly. And she's like talking conversationally while she's doing it, and it's nuts. Yeah, she's super, super badass.
Did you watch the video of her driving to her last taping of the 100th day?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen, I don't remember what group I saw it in or what training or what, because I've watched anything I could about her. But it's her sister is calling her and like congratulating her, and she's crying like tears, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just made, again, I'm like, you're just so real, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I'm sure we would be best friends. But it started making me think about the 100th day, and like I was getting a little,
Mm-hmm.
choked up. I need to find that video because it would be cool. It would be neat to post. But
Yeah. I met her years ago when she first came in with Beachbody for like body combat and pump and all that stuff. So she's totally changed since then, but she's super, you can tell she's always had that potential in her to be like an amazing, I'm glad they gave her the green light to do her own program instead of doing it with Joel or whatever. Cause I think she's shining on her own for sure. I like what she did. So also on day 20, I give day 20 the best outfit award too. You'll have to watch it.
man, now I want to double up to get there.
He took the
right.
The black, you guys know the tank top that they had at Summit that like sold out, so nobody got it. Like the one that was white, has the white emblem on it. It's like black, but then has the white, whatever that is on top, Morning Meltdown emblem. She takes it and she cut it like diagonal, so it's like I don't know what you'd call it, like it cuts off here and it shows like her whole abs, but it goes like this. And then her shoes and her pants are all spot. So far, she's worn the Reebok Havasu every day for 21 days, for 21 workouts. Because I've paid attention to her shoes. I'm a shoe girl.
See, I've been paying attention to like her sports bras and her pants. Some of them are carbon. Was it carbon 38 or whatever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been paying attention to
somebody
it.
posted in the roundtable and they were like, hey, does anybody know where Jericho got these pants? And they had a screenshot. I think they're the gold, those gold shiny ones that she.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, yeah, they're from Carbon 38. They're like $298 a pair or something like that. Yeah.
Tracy,
some of them were like $100.
Yeah.
If you want to do workout 20, just jump to it by accident. I mean, I did 36 instead of 16. That was.
I saw that.
As soon as we get off, I'm watching it. I'm gonna lay in bed and watch it.
There you go.
To see this outfit.
When Chris was doing it today, I had already done it yesterday, and all I did was stare at it because I was trying to figure out if she was voiceover or not. Like I could not figure out how she was talking during those moves. So
I'm
she
loving
also,
adding
she's like
milk.
never out of breath. Like she's like talking as if she's not even out of breath.
Yeah. I'm adding Meltcon in to a few workouts too with the running program, and it's been awesome. It's been a perfect addition.
Yeah.
To split up.
I really like the phase 1 downbeat strength too, especially like day 17 or whatever that is, 18. I don't know.
I did that today.
Yeah. The only one I'm not really digging very much is the Fight Club one is not my jam, but
Or is it not like 4 to 4?
So funny. That's my favorite one.
It makes me feel like a badass.
I just
Yeah,
don't-
I'm always like, whoa, I could take on the world.
I am.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it scares my husband though, because he walked in when I was doing that like crazy downward, and he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, never better. I'm good.
I want to give some kind feedback for you guys, some of you people in this group, who I've heard many times talk about adrenal fatigue and whatever, and then I see you guys like, let's double and triple up these workouts, or maybe we should just do them one at a time as prescribed. And I think the thing is, like, it's 100 days, so maybe pace yourself, people.
No. You don't understand. There's 2 calendars. There's 2 calendars. There's a 100-day and a 60-day. And I literally, you guys, I'm not trying to say this to brag, but the upbeat workout and the Fight Club workout and freestyle flow and revive, if I had to do those by themselves, I would be bored to tears. Like,
yes, but your body would be thankful.
No. My body's ready to rock and roll. I have supplements. I'm ready to go.
I feel like I'm going every single day, so I'm good with that. Like, I love when I just get to revive.
Yeah.
I'm on the 120-day plan. It's really good.
I haven't even started mine yet, technically, because I'm doing the half marathon training.
I only
Go ahead.
I only double up. I teach, so sometimes when I teach, I don't do another workout on the days that I teach, because I already teach for an hour. So on some of the days where the workouts are 20 minutes, I will double up. So I did that HIIT one today, and I was like, okay, I'm sweaty. I could stop, but I was like, I don't want to do lower body tomorrow, because I already saw that it was that. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And it was like 30 minutes. So I went ahead and doubled up. But that's the only reason why I ever double up, is just because I teach too, so I can stay on point.
So in my opinion, I am a certified trainer. The workouts that are like the Total Body Badass, Cardio Meltdown, and Lit Cardio, those 3, in my opinion, should be done alone. Mm-hmm. They should not be done with something else, because my glycolytic system is shot. So at the point where it comes time for me to do something after that, it's just completely wasted. However, like for today, I did like the upper body workout. So it was like curls, kickbacks, whatever. Like, I didn't even hardly break a sweat because of the time under tension. You can't do heavy weight. Like, if you're doing a move for 3 minutes, so like I'm doing curls for 3 minutes, you know what I mean? So I have to use like 8 or 10 pounds. I can't use anything heavier. So when I finished, I was like, well, I might as well knock out core, because I didn't feel like I had exerted enough. So the way I'm doing it is I'm doubling up on upbeat and core together. Mm-hmm. And then I'm doubling on downbeat and Fight Club together. But the rest of my week I do by itself. So
on those no sweat days,
pretty good.
I feel like I can get away with no shower for work, and I'm super pumped about that. Less time in the morning.
Too funny.
I love Tracy's workout goals.
Poor Tommy.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. I should have details soon. We're gonna do leader shift for our next mastermind. So those of you guys who've expressed interest in the mastermind, I will be sharing that in our message strand. If you're not in the message strand for mastermind, please let me know so I can add you. Katie, I don't think you're in it, so let me know if you want in it. Leader shift, we're gonna start here probably in a couple of weeks. And then, also, I think I've said this already, but mark your calendar if you haven't. November 2nd is Super Saturday weekend, and it will be our team fire pit party. The crew was here today building our fireplace. It's not a fire pit. It'll actually be an outdoor fireplace. So it will be done. It'll actually be done end of September. So we are going to have a fire pit party at my house on November 2nd. I would love for you guys to make it a commitment and come and partay with us. It's a family event, so feel free to bring your kids and your spouse. Probably be around 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon, because it gets dark in the winter here at like 5:30. So, okay. That should about cover it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will have this Word document to you guys within 24 hours. I just want to make sure that when I give it to you, it's completely ready to copy and paste. So I'm going to work on those.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So have a great night, you guys, and I'll have the recording up tomorrow. Bye-bye.